What up, y'all? It's the King, and I'm officially retired from social media. Stay tapped in. So what up, y'all? It's the King. I'm chilling at SJ Cigars, Balakinwood, one of my favorite places to come and just chill. Chill in the lounge. You can buy your cigars in the store, but then you can come chill in this private lounge. They charge people who are non-members a fee, and then members, you get to just come and chill. And it's only open till 5:30 during the day. So some days it could be quite a few people in here. Other days, you might be in here solo, but the one thing that will never be up in a space like this is riffraff. You feel me? You only usually catch millionaires up in these type of spaces. I.e. why got me the membership here. I like cigars, I like to chill. And I like to come do this early. It's kind of like going on a golf course. I'm not much of a golfer. I'm trying to get into golf, but I'd rather a cigar than golf. But I've met a lot of dope connections and things like that in spaces like this, which kind of alludes to what I'm getting to with this video. Social media, right? Shit starting to become like make-believe land, like for real. So much so I had an encounter today this morning with somebody that I used to be associated with, one of the artists that I used to manage. And the artist just happened to DM me because I guess they got a look from a situation and they wanted to puff their chest out about it, which was cool. Like, I have no issue and no problems with that. Like, you do something that you feel as though it's big, you want to put it out there on social media. And mind you, I don't have like any contact with this guy. Like, I don't go to his page or nothing like that. He sent me a DM with this particular post in it. Mind you, he don't DM me shit else. But he actually DM'd me something like 2 weeks ago, or not even 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, like a month ago. Just randomly out of nowhere, he sent me this DM. And at one point or another, he had me blocked. Like, we go back, and mind you, this shit goes back years. Like, years and years, like 5, 6, 7. I mean, it goes back as much as more than 10 years, but like the rupture in the relationship with me and this particular person goes back 5, 6, 7 years ago, right? So there's really no reason to send me anything. So he sends me this post today, or yesterday, he sent it last night, right? And when he sends the post, I'm like, why are you sending me this? And I immediately just erase it. But when I woke up today, I was thinking about it. It got me to thinking about like different people I've been involved in, whether it be family, friends, associations with people through business, all kinds of things. And when you fall out, it's like you become enemies, or they're like trying to prove to you that they were better off without you, blah, 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 this is that, the third. Which was ironic because the thing that he was posting about was a situation that was squarely put together by me. Like, he would not be in tow with the situation at all if it wasn't for me. In more ways than one, too. That's the crazy part about it. And we won't get into the details of it because I'm trying to use this to get to my point that I'm making here. I had went on a post and I wrote "Fruit of the King's Tree" because it was, right? And like clockwork. Because I'm trying to see, like, is he trying to bait me? Like, does he want me to? Clearly he wants me to see it, right? But like, for what reason? Because it's like, you're doing what you're doing, just keep doing it. I'm happy for you. I don't give a fuck, but at the same time, I'm happy for you. So I actually like the post because, it's a good thing. Whatever, it makes me feel like not all of my efforts were wasted. At least something good came out of it, even if it was nothing that I could get out of it. Because trust me, I invested a lot of time, money, and energy into this guy for his failed rap career. He ain't shit when it comes to that. And even with this, it's not really anything that's, in my opinion, something to try to be rubbing in somebody else's face because you're riding somebody else's coattail. But, I digress. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, so I ain't going to talk about it. But nonetheless, I called it like I saw it, "Fruit of the King's Tree." So immediately he writes me back. And mind you, it's a comment I left. Immediately he writes me back and he says, "Whatever helps you sleep at night, King." And I'm like, this is wild. Because, like, mind you, you sent this to me. So I wrote that. I said, you do realize I would have never seen this had you not sent it to me? And he was like, well, I'm not following you. So it's funny because I'm like making the voice like I know niggas be mad, because they do. People be mad. It'd be funny, like especially when years and years pass. Why are you still mad with me? Why are you still upset with me? You see me, I'm chilling. I'm Gucci. Had to take a puff of my cigar. It's a good cigar. It's a cherry flavored cigar. Y'all gotta come check out SJ. They got every flavor you want. It's a great place. People that are in the Philly and mainline area, SJ Cigars, tell them Jay Moody sent you. Tell them King Wayne sent you. Tell them all of the above. They'll take good care of you here. But anyways, you know, you feel like you've passed this point, and it's like, why did you feel like you wanted to send me this? Because you wanted me to see it. All right, I saw it, and I'm acknowledging it, that this is fruit of my tree. You know what I mean? So then he came back and said, I ain't sending this to you. I don't even follow you. Mind you, I told you he had me blocked at one point. He blocked my Instagram page years ago. So to unblock somebody, you got to consciously make the effort to do it. So there's two reasons. I wouldn't have saw it if I would have still been blocked, and I also wouldn't have saw it if you never sent it to me. But then I had to think about it for a second. He's living in his obscure version of reality. And to be fair, I guess we all got obscure versions of reality. But like, this is really another level of just delusion, to send me something and then act as if you didn't send it. And it got me to thinking about social media in the state of the world. And I feel like with my content, you know, I've been going through I've gone through the worst of times. Everything's up from here, but I've gone through some real bad, I don't want to say bad, but just trying shit, right? So it's so much so that my content is really about my climb back to victory and also my interesting life. And I feel like I don't need to talk about anybody else or force feed what's going on with me to anybody. I feel like the people that are going to find me, y'all know this is a new YouTube page, and I'm not out here trying to figure out how to market it. I'm just making the content at this point, and I feel like the people that are supposed to find the content will find the content. I'm not even worrying about that fucking part. I ain't worrying about how I'm gonna get paid off it and all that stuff, because it's not about that at this point. I'd have been without money long enough to know that when it's time for it to come, it's gonna come, and I'm still living a good life. I don't work a job to still live a good life. Sometimes it's tougher than others. But I feel like it ain't no tougher mentally than it is for somebody that goes to work 9 to 5 and makes a whole shitload of money, because everybody got something they got to deal with. And the goal for me through this transition was freedom, and it's seeing it the best way I can, not how anybody else sees it, right? So with that being said, I thought about social media, and I had fasted from it this week, you know what I mean? So coming back on and seeing that message along with some other messages, and then just scrolling for a quick second, it really threw me all the way off, where it was like, yeah. And then years ago, when I was on social media when I was younger, I had left it for like 5, 6, 7 years. It was like a lot of years that I just wasn't on social media at all. And I felt a freedom in that, because it's like almost performative with us as people on social media. Because one thing I know from dealing with people close up, everybody's going through something right now. This is a tough time in life for everyone. But everybody steps onto the platform as if they rolling, ain't nothing wrong, and none of that shit. And I feel like that's what's wrong with the world, and why everybody's dealing with like being fucked up, because they're not. It's like you're going to make-believe land too much. And if you're going to go to make-believe land, I feel like there has to be a part of it that you share that is your real life, so people can start to resonate. People get tired of seeing everybody feel like they lit or look like they lit, knowing that they ain't. That's why I started making the content that I was making when I made it on my first. That's one of my first YouTube pages that they deleted, being haters. Middle finger to YouTube, but shout out to YouTube because I'm still on it. Was getting so much traction and making me money and gaining followers. I had got up to 5,000 plus subscribers on that joint and made a pretty little penny off YouTube at the time when they was hating and deleted me. So I'm back on it, building it back up. And you know, people can say, well, you on YouTube. YouTube's a little different for me because it's a place where you can learn. You can't really learn shit on Instagram. All you do is just see people acting like they doing something that they ain't. You know what I mean, without giving the whole story. And so it got me back into thinking, and plus me being the age that I am, I feel like there's no need for it. I feel like I don't need it to be who I am. I never felt like this. I'm not trying to say that I ever felt like this, but I've always known this. And I felt like me staying there was me like being afraid that I was going to miss an opportunity because I wasn't there. I told y'all that in these spaces I get to meet billionaires and people that are my caliber. Most of the people I meet don't have Instagram at all. They don't know shit about it. None of that. They don't have no social media. These people are some of the most successful people I've ever met in my life. Never been on social media, not interested in shit at all. It's not what makes the real world go round. So I told myself that, Jason, if you really want to step out here and step on faith and really step up your purpose and your message, you can't keep hiding behind the things that you think are going to propel you when you know they aren't. That's the thing. I know that social media is not going to do nothing for me at this point in my journey. I know that for a fact. But for the longest time, I held on to it. And it was that interaction. The funny thing about it is, you know who told me to get back on social media when I went on for this little run that I've been on. I've been on for since like 2018. So about 7 years again I've been back on. And with deleting my Instagram and my TikTok, they no longer exist as this video. The guy who I had the interaction with, that's why it was like kind of a full circle moment. Like this guy's, his life and a lot of people that I've dealt with, their lives depend on social media. And I'm here to show you don't have to be there to exist, because you exist in the real, like on the other side of the camera you're looking at, this is the real physical world that I exist in. And I just wanted to make a video from here to give the perspective as to why I left that part of social media alone, because to an extent I'm learning that YouTube is even the social media for the people who really use it and really understand what it is to connect and get with people who are really moving and shaking and traveling the world, who are really doing things in real life, not somebody who's doing something. That's the difference between YouTube and Instagram. Instagram is for the moment. YouTube to me is lifestyle. Like it's the real lifestyle. Y'all get to really see how I'm rolling it, from being in a cigar lounge to sleeping in my fucking car, to burning money, to going through the most vulnerable moments and sharing them with y'all, because I'm being real about who it is that I am, because I'm not here trying to act like I'm the richest person in the world, the most perfect person in the world, a person with no flaws. No, that ain't me. That's not the game I'm playing. So I felt like seeing that this morning really really put me in the mind state that you gotta separate yourself. And shout out to Dr. Burgundy, because she gave me a little perspective too. Why fuck with people that you don't fuck with? And truth of the matter is, I don't fuck with nobody, and most of that stuff is made up of people talking about everybody. That's why I stopped fucking with the podcast that I was on, because I don't want to make my bones off talking about what the next person is doing. My life is interesting and lit enough, past, present, and future. I can talk about me, and it will suffice me and carry me everywhere I need to go. So, that's it. I just wanted to tune in and let y'all know I don't have social media no more. So, if you found my YouTube page, you were supposed to. You ain't finding from none of that bullshit. And I'm gonna keep on making my content, and I'm gonna keep on being lit. And my tribe won't keep finding me like they supposed to. Shout out to my boy Josh Duncan. I got tongue tied. Shout out to my boy Josh Duncan, Nabarasi Magazine, Naptown, Indiana. I got folks out there. Interview coming with him soon, but y'all stay locked in. It's only gonna get greater. Fuck the haters. And fuck Instagram and TikTok. And Twitter too. I'll see y'all on the other side.